Hi guys, today we are going to learn about a new concept regarding radicals, and this concept states that when you find an even root of an even power and the result is an odd power, you must use the absolute value of the result to ensure that the answer is non-negative. What that mean? We have even root and we have even power inside that root, something like fourth root of x power 20. Even root, even power. What the answer should be? This is x multiplied by x 20 times. So what number times itself? 4 times is going to give you x power 20. You keep the base, you divide the exponent by 4. X power 5. Now if x is a negative number and you raise it to the 20th power, the final answer over here is going to be positive, and we can find even root of a positive number. If this x is negative as we mentioned and we raise it to the 5th power, it's going to stay negative. But the answer has to be positive because remember this number is also positive. So now what we do, we take the x power 5. Have you noticed that this 5 is odd? So if this is odd and the base is negative, the final answer is going to be negative. That's why we have to put it in absolute value. If in another problem that answer has power even, like x power 6 for example, so even if the base is negative, the power 6 is going to change it into whole positive number. So only when the answer has odd power, you have to put it in absolute value. Here's a reminder what we mean by absolute value. Absolute value means how far a number from the zero on the number line. For example, what's absolute value of negative 5? Here's negative 5. How far negative 5 from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So the answer is 5. Because when you count something, you count 1, 2, 3, it's not going to be negative. What is absolute value of positive 5? How far positive 5 from 0? How many units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So the answer is 5. So as you can see, absolute value always mean positive number. Example. Simplify. The first problem is you want to simplify fourth root of y raised to the power 4. So now you're going to divide the exponent by the index. So it's going to be y power 1, but 1 as a power is odd. So you have to put absolute value for this answer to ensure that it's positive answer. Here's another example. You want to find the sixth root of 64 multiplied by x power 2 minus 3. All this quantity is raised to power 18. So 64, if we don't know what number times itself 6 times is going to give you 64, what you need to do is the 3 factorization. 64, 2 times 32, 2 is prime, 32 is not. So we factor 32 again, 2 times 16, 2 is prime, 16 is not. 2 times 8, prime, not prime. 2 times 4, prime, not prime. 2 times 2. How many 2's? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 2 to the 6th power. So instead of 64, I can write 2 to the 6th power times the quantity of x squared minus 3 power 18. Now we want to get the answer. 2 power 6, when you find the 6th root for that, you have to divide 6 by 6. 2 power 1. But 2 is a positive number. You can see it. 2 is a positive. It cannot be negative. 2 is positive. So you don't need absolute value for the 2. But this quantity, x squared minus 3, we don't know if it's positive or negative. And when you raise it to the power 3, you don't know if the answer is going to be positive or negative, because that's based on the base. So to make sure it's positive, just put it in absolute value. Okay? Now we're going to let you practice. So the first problem you want to practice is simplify square root of 36 y power 6. Pause it, solve it, come back, play it, and check your answer. square root of 36, that's 6. Square root of y power 6, you divide 6 by the index, which is invisible 2, you get power 3, but this power is odd number, so you have to put y power 3 in absolute value to ensure that the answer is positive. Now here's one more problem for you guys. You want to simplify 4th root of 16 times the quantity of x minus 3 raised to the power 12. Pause and give yourself a chance to solve it, then come back and check. It's going to be 4th root. If you do like 3 factorization of 16, you're going to find that it's 2 power 4 times the quantity of x minus 3 power 12. So now you divide 4 by 4, you get 2 power 1. 2 is positive, so you don't need absolute value for the 2, but x minus 3 power 12, when you do the 4th root, is going to be power 3. 12 divided by 4 is 3. But 3 is odd, so you have to put it in absolute value notation. So now guys, you're going to practice a couple problems in the class, and then we're going to continue with the radicals.